we were going to do a winter salad. So we'll say it's a French style winter salad with warm potatoes that have been steamed. We're going to have leeks in them, some green beans, and we're going to add a couple more things. You'll see it. So it's French inspired, but with some changes, because we like changes to make it healthier. So these are our ingredients, a little bit of parsley that I chopped that I'll use later. And then these are our ingredients. So I have some leeks here. I'm gonna go over that. Some green beans, they're already steamed and ready. They are like soft. We're gonna chop them, some red onion or shallots if you want. And we're gonna add a little bit of cooked quinoa at the end. But I'm gonna show you the first thing is, I wanna talk to you about leeks because we don't use them as much and they shouldn't scare you. So here's a leek. So they certainly are big things. Don't get scared when you see them in the farmer's market. Right now, it's a good time to have them. So what's the issue with the leeks? Dirt. You can see a lot of dirt in here, right? But that's what it is. So just so you know, I'm going to show you how to clean them and trim them. So you're going to get your knife on a cutting board. And then first, you're going to just trim this end like that. And so see, there's like dirt in here. That's what it is. It just takes. So you can get rid. First of all, I like to peel like the first 2 layers, maybe. If you see these layers like broken or really dry, those we can discard. But if you see later, as you peel the layers, you'll see more dirt. And if you keep peeling, more dirt. So the best way to deal with that, first, we're going to just cut this really top dirt. These ones are good. You can still wash them and everything, and you can use them in stock. Then you'll take them out, but they'll provide a lot of flavor. So it's definitely not something you should throw away. Now, for this one, the best way to deal with all this is, I'm gonna just cut it actually in 2 parts, for example, and then across, in lengthwise across, and in lengthwise both sides. So if you can see, especially the top part, there's dirt almost in every layer, and that's okay. So once we have them like that, then we're gonna go and put them in our salad spinner or in a bowl with full of water, just like that. So they'll actually, you can separate them. Just look at this. Look at the dirt in here. That's fine. Then we're gonna rinse it several times. If you see, I'm gonna show you, just by rinsing it, we're gonna fill it up with water, but just by rinsing it almost immediately, that dirt is coming out. So now, as I rinse that, so this is dirty, I'm just gonna change it to a different cutting board to continue doing our work. Be mindful of that because, well, that's what happens with some dirty produce when we clean it. So I'll just quickly show you again. This is our bowl. And this is, I love these salad spinners because you just lift it and right away, the dirt is in the bottom part. So you can actually shake them a little bit. Well, and do this a couple of times. You do want to make sure that there's no more dirt. So you're gonna lift this, toss the water on the bottom, repeat maybe 3 times or so. That's what it is to clean your leeks. But let's see, we've done that. Okay, so now I want to show you another thing I did. So I just steamed in here fingerling potatoes. So there's different shapes and sizes, but I just steamed them with water. You can see it here, just water. And actually I did, as I started steaming these, I just put like my green beans on top for like 3 minutes. Once it starts boiling and steaming, these are 3 minutes, 4 minutes. And when they're ready, I take them out and then keep cooking these until they're soft. And basically you can take like a knife in and out and it comes out. This salad is great because I love it to use the potatoes just warm as they're coming out. So I'm gonna keep this covered and now I'm gonna show you what we'll do with our vinaigrette. For the vinaigrette, apple cider vinegar, and then you have very French, either Dijon mustard, well, you know, this is kind of spicy. If you do not want, yeah, Dijon mustard you don't have, and you have yellow mustard, that's perfectly fine to use too. Our herb is going to be tarragon. I love this herb. It's really, it's a little bit like, not unlike, I don't know, kind of a little bit of a licorice taste, but milder. Oh, but I love it. It also goes great on fish, by the way. So first things first, we're going to do our vinaigrette, and the vinaigrette is really easy. I'm also going to have a little bit of water. And so with our, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of the mustard. If you have extras, that's fine. Maybe about 2 tablespoons. I'll actually start with 1 tablespoon of the vinegar, 1.5. And then maybe about also a tablespoon of water. So the water is just to tame a little bit both the heat of the spice and the acidness of the vinegar. A little bit of fresh ground pepper. Easy on the salt. I'm just going to add a little pinch because, you know, the mustard has already quite a bit of salt in it. It's very salty. And then just want to see, like, kind of like a little pinch of the tarragon. As whenever you're working with dried herbs, get it with your fingers, give it a little break. You are bringing them alive a little bit like that. And then get your whisk or a fork, and you're just gonna, just like that. So you can, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this a little bit aside. I do have a little bit of red onion or shallots, as I mentioned. We're gonna just, you can do it like that, just in little strips, which is fine. Or if you want to go and mince them a little bit more, that's fine. You can, you know, whatever you like best. It doesn't have to be perfect, just as. So this is what, about maybe a tablespoon and a half of the minced onion. So that's it. Now, I'm gonna put my onions into my vinaigrette. And maybe with a spatula, I'm going to just toss it so that the onions start infusing the vinaigrette. So that's our vinaigrette. This is a good time to just try it. I always encourage for when salads, try it with a vegetable. Try it with a potato, with the greens you're putting, or with the green beans. We don't eat the vinaigrette like with a spoon. So I'm gonna add just a little bit more water, maybe another half a tablespoon, a little vinegar. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot one of the key ingredients. That's why. See why it's important. Olive oil. This is about 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil. This is the time you use the good olive oil, the extra virgin that you have that you don't use it all the time. That's when you use it, because this is really gonna make it. So there you go. And we have now, I'm glad I tasted it because otherwise I've forgotten the olive oil, which is so important. Okay, let's go with the rest of the ingredients so you can see them. So what am I going to put in there? So my leeks, just when I had them nice and clean, like this, I steamed them too. You can also steam them in the steamer. And I steamed them about maybe 10 minutes. So they're going to become really soft. And here's the ones that I steamed. And so if you see some of the green parts are good, any of them, and you're just gonna just roughly give it a little slicing like this across. just like that. So basically they are kind of like melting. Again, if this tomato, if the leeks and the potatoes are slightly warm, it's going to be great for our salad. So I'm going to do the leeks and my green beans. Just cut them on bite-sized pieces. Think about it to make it easy for whoever's going to have them. And then let's mix it all together. Oh, before that, well, I'm gonna go and put this in a large bowl. My leeks and the green beans. I'm gonna move that cutting board. I can leave it there. So that's where I'm gonna go and dress maybe about half of the vinaigrette and toss to get all that flavor in. While this kind of incorporates in the flavor of the vinaigrette, I'm going to get my potatoes, which are here. So they're already cooked, they're already steamed. What I'm going to do is just slice them bite size. They are warm, which is the great part of it. One thing I wanted to tell you about our potatoes, when you steam them or you cook them any way you want. So I'm going to, now you slice them bite-sized pieces. They're firm. I definitely do not peel them. These are fingerling. You could do this with other kinds of potatoes. Like whole potatoes, you can just dice them smaller. These are just like nice and it has different colors. But I was saying that a great thing about, it's a little hack. So potatoes, when you cook them and then you cool them lightly to room temperature, instead of eating them just right after cooking. So if something funny happens with the starches, part of the starch, instead of just becoming like a full carbohydrate, it turns more into soluble fiber. And that's the thing. So you absorb in your body a little more of like the soluble fiber, which is very good for you, than just the pure carbohydrate. So it's not a bad idea to have something like this from time to time. Instead of having the potatoes right there from cooking, just let them cool almost to room temperature, slightly warm. Or you can cool them, put them in the fridge, and then reheat them lightly. But then you will allow these starches to basically turn, or some part of it, not all, but some of it more into this soluble fiber or more resistant starch that it won't affect as much your blood sugar levels, which is really interesting. Anyway, so now we have I'm going to put a little bit more on the potatoes. So it's just about dressing and adding the potatoes. And as the potatoes are slightly warm like this, so they actually are going to soak up the vinaigrette. And it's going to be seasoning basically from the inside out by soaking the vinaigrette. So now this is my other half of the vinaigrette. So now I'm going to just put everything together. It's really good. I like this at all times, but obviously when it's nice and for a cold winter day, it's like a nice salad. So there you go, just like that. Now, and this is my little twist. So this would be just exactly your French recipe. Sometimes they might serve it with like an egg, like a poached egg or something like that. What I like to do just last is I'm going to show you. So I have my bowl where I'm going to serve it. Just go ahead. I'll grab my serving. And I like just to add a little protein and also because it looks nice, sprinkle with a little cooked quinoa. It's already cooked.
Oh, that's also good.
Protein just like that. And then, yeah, it's ready. And I had shown you here a little bit of fresh parsley that I chopped. So just sprinkle it in there. You can also sprinkle a little bit in the salad. And that's it. This is our nice, beautiful warm potato, French style warm potato salad. And yep, you're ready to enjoy.